Hi guys, it's JLite here, and today I'm going to be doing a video where I talk about some things I want to happen in K-pop. Now this is just a fun video where I want to, some specific things about groups or members of the groups or something in K-pop that I want to happen. And I know these are not going to happen because a lot of these groups are underrated and my favorite groups from small companies and stuff. But like I'm still hopeful that maybe one day it could happen. But like a lot of these things will not happen, and a lot of these things I just made for fun. And there's some popular groups in this as well. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope that you sub to me because I'll be releasing more videos soon. This is not like an opinions video or anything. This is just like some things that I want to happen in K-pop. So it's just a fun short kind of a video that I wanted to do because since I did not upload on JLite since my exams, I want to post many videos at once so that I can get more content up on JLite. So there's another video in the works as well, and this video is currently being edited, and I'll upload this one first and then I'll upload the other one. So let's get into the video. The first thing I want in K-pop is a Shuffler comeback. Shuffler debuted in 2018 with Durudu Parappa, and they had a comeback with You've Changed, and those are the only two songs they've had. They debuted under Wine Entertainment, which is the same company as Secret Number, and they debuted first in 2018. So they are like Secret Number senior group. But ever since they've had those two songs, they've never released any more songs. And I don't know anything, and neither does the fans of Shuffler know anything about the group, what's going on. I thought the group hadn't disbanded since in October, November, September of 2020. One of the members posted on the official Shuffler Instagram. But now I'm doubting the fact that they are a group because of the fact that Vine is keeping them in the dungeon and not telling fans whether they're disbanded or whether they are promoting or not. Because Shuffler debuted with Durudu Parappa and had a comeback, I think, with You've Changed. And both the MVs were amazing, both the songs were amazing. But they weren't as high quality as Secret Number songs that are Who This and Got That Boom. And since Secret Number have had amazing MV quality, it makes me wonder how Wine got the money to give Secret Number amazing quality. And if Wine did something like, got investors or something, or did something to get them amazing MV quality, why couldn't they do the same for Shuffler? And why did they do it only for Secret Number? Like Shuffler MVs were really well shot by the company, but instead of having to do the Secret Number thing to Shuffler, they ended up not giving Shuffler any comebacks and then debuting Secret Number, giving them two comebacks plus B-sides, while Shuffler only has two songs. I don't understand why. And now that Secret Number are popular with 40 million plus views for Who This and 25 million plus views for Got That Boom, Vine should give Shuffler a comeback with an amazing MV quality. Like seriously though, don't know what's happened to Shuffler. Are they promoting? Are they disbanded? I don't know. But if they are promoting and Vine is just keeping them in the dungeon, give them a comeback. But if they're disbanded, then tell us that they disbanded. I don't want this silent disbanded treatment while you're managing Secret Number, not caring for Shuffler. Like Shuffler debuted first. Shuffler is your company's first group, and it's really sad to see how the company is treating Shuffler and not giving them a comeback or not telling us whether this disbanded or no. Please tell us. It really hurts me as a Shuffler fan because I like Shuffler more than Secret Number. Secret Number haven't given me title tracks to enjoy as much yet, and I'm waiting for future comebacks to see if I like them. The only song by Secret Number that I like so far is Privacy. Besides that, I never liked any songs. So that's why it hurts me as a Shuffler fan that how well Secret Number is being treated by Vine and how badly Shuffler was treated. Because a lot of Secret Number fans are getting to know Shuffler now, and Durudu Parappa has passed 100k views on Super Soundbugs. And a lot of Secret Number fans are getting to know Shuffler, and people are coming to know more about Shuffler. Then give them a comeback so that fans can know more, stand them, and give them love and support like they do Secret Number. I want to know whether they're disbanded or promoting. I want to know whether they're disbanded. If they are, then give a proper statement that they're disbanded. What's up with the members? What are they doing? Are they in different companies? Have they left K-pop? This and that. Why is Vine being such a piece of shit company and managing Secret Number better than managing Shuffler? I don't understand. Why can't Vine just give a proper statement about Shuffler? I want to know what's going on with Shuffler. The next thing I want to happen in K-pop is for QoS to be recognized because of how amazing their vocals are. QoS debuted with Miracle in 2020. Then they have other songs like FAW, that is Find a Way, and they have songs like All Love and the short song Burn, which was the first time they ever danced, because most of the times they did vocal covers and they released songs that didn't have dances in them. And QoS stands for Queens of Sound, and they literally are the Queens of Sound because they have such amazing vocals. Nikki is the rapper of the group, and she sings amazingly. She's like Moonbyul, Dayan, and Chaeyoung, and Jenny, meaning that rappers who can sing. And then there's Sully and Tara, who have amazing vocals. All three of them harmonize so well together that I think that if they debuted under SM Entertainment, they would do so amazingly. But I don't want that to happen since their company VT Entertainment is so amazing in giving them amazing songs and producing their lyrics. Producing their vocals amazingly. Like seriously, VT Entertainment is doing so amazingly. Even though VT Entertainment is a small company, you could tell by the MV qualities they have. VT Entertainment manages to really vocally produce their vocals so amazingly that you could really hear how powerful their voices are. And if you want to know how amazing their vocals sound, go check out QoS's All Love, and then check out the live version of that where they recorded it standing in their studio. And it was so amazing. All Love is their most vocally powerful song yet, and I hope they get recognized for their vocals because their vocals are top tier, godly vocals. They are like, if they debuted under a big company now, they would get into big companies like JYP or YG or SM, because all of them have such nice and clean vocals. And Tara has like a growly voice, and then Sully has powerful vocals. Nikki doesn't have too much powerful vocals, but all of them have such amazing vocals that they all complement each other really well. And I hope that they get more recognized amongst K-pop fans. I'm trying to promote them by, telling different people to check them out and stuff, and commenting about them on different videos and stuff related to these sort of topics, like K-pop songs that need to get popular, or like K-pop groups, underrated K-pop groups and stuff. Like these type of videos I'm commenting about QoS because they're promoting, and I'm trying to get them popular. So please check them out, they're so amazing. Please sub to their channel, and if you can't find their channel, just find QoS FAW and then go to the official channel, not the Super Sound Bugs video, but this official channel that will come. Just go search for it after typing this, and it's so amazing. Just go check them out, they're so vocally talented. I love them so much. The next thing I want in K-pop is Twice solos. Like JYP is really doing them dirty by not giving the members of Twice solos. Like literally, Red Velvet debuted in 2014, Blackpink debuted in 2016, and Twice debuted in 2015. And the fact that Blackpink members are slowly getting all the members are slowly getting solos, and like Red Velvet members have also gotten solos, not all of them, but like yeah, JYP should also give Twice solos. Like literally all of them have such amazing vocals and stuff, and literally I could picture what type of solos each member would have. And JYP should already give them solos, because I want to see them individually, how they perform on live stages, how they do their dance practices individually, how they make the song, how they sound in the song. Because usually when you sing with the group, you have like the support of other members in the dancing, the choreography, the vocals, everything. But when you're solo, then you are handling it a lot by yourself, but with backup dancers and maybe backup vocalists. But like I want to know how Twice's solos would be like. I want them to debut solo. JYP is doing them dirty. If Twice disbands and none of them have solos while being as Twice, then I'm going to throw hands. I'm going to literally get mad, because Twice need to debut solo. All the members need a solo debut song, so that I know how they all sound individually, because they're all such amazing vocalists and so vocally talented. That's why I want them to debut solo. So the next thing I want in K-pop is for ITZY to have a fun concept next comeback. Like all the concepts they've had have been not as fun. Like if you take a look at Mafia in the Morning, Nora Chai, and Wannabe and Dala Dala, these songs have not been like on the fun side. They've been more on the more girl crushy side. And if you look at Icy is the only song that had kind of like the fun vibes to it, but it was more of an experimental song, more on the weird side, so it didn't really have like this fun summery vibe to it. And the fun type of song I want examples would be Matilda's Summer Again, Boogie Up by WJSN, Wetty Meckies, Tiki Taka, and Ready or Not by Momoland, and Makka Makka's Burning Power, My Darling Dramatic, Blackpink's Lovesick Girls, Twice's More and More, Twice's Dance Scenario, like these songs. Basically, I want them to have like a fun concept or a summer concept come back next time. Because even though ITZY are the more girl crushy kind of a group, they have released like a more happier music. Like if you take a look at Be in Love, if you take a look at Surf, and if you take a look at the other B-sides too, they have released songs that are actually fun concepted. But I want like a title track that is fun concepted and that is more summery vibe or maybe more happier vibe. I don't want like a more elegant song, but a more fun, happy vibe that is more like uppy and cheery instead of a girl crushy concept that makes you feel all powerful. I want something that is more happier, makes you feel happy and more dancey because you're happy, not more dancey because you feel powerful and like a badass. I want something that makes you feel happy and makes you feel amazing on the inside. That's what I want. As an ITZY comeback next time. So JYP, please give them a fun or a summer comeback next time. Please, 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 pretty please. The next thing I want in K-pop is for Woojin to debut solo already. I saw his visual teaser and the way the video was shot, the camera quality was really high, and the way he looked was so cute and it was so aesthetically pleasing. That video I saw of his visual teaser, I don't know if it was the actual song teaser or no, because it was released like maybe 1-2 months ago. And I want him to debut solo, and I also want fans to start supporting him again instead of hating on him for no reason. Like, his scandal is over. He did not do any wrong. He isn't wrong. He's not a bad person. Support him. And I want him to debut solo as soon as possible. I want to hear his voice because I never stand Stray Kids as much, and I never knew Woojin when he was in Stray Kids. The only member I knew was Felix and possibly Hyunjin. Besides that, I didn't know any member. And now that he had his scandal and he was proven innocent, I started standing him, and I knew what his face looked like and what he looked like, and I started to love him. And now I support him and I shut down all haters who try to hate on him. And the thing is, I want him to debut solo because I really fallen in love with him and I really like him a lot as an idol. And I want him to have a solo debut so I can hear his voice properly and what he sounds like, because I've never watched any of his singing. I've only watched his covers, but I've never watched him sing in Korean or heard him sing in Korean, because whenever I listen to a Stray Kids song, I don't know who's singing which part. And that's why I want to hear him sing his solo song so I can hear his voice properly and enjoy it, and officially stand him properly as a soloist, so that I can love him even more than I do now, and that I can share a song with people, and I can make friends with Woojin stans, and I can love him a lot and even more than I do now. Just like how I want QoS to get popular for their vocals, the next thing I want in K-pop is for Girlkind to get popular because of their dancing skills. Like, the Girlkind have 5 amazing talented members who are amazing vocally, rap-wise and dancing-wise. Like, Girlkind have amazing dancers. Like, Sanjay left the group for studies. I hope she didn't permanently leave Girlkind and she comes back for her studies. Like, literally, Girlkind became my ultimate underrated idols because of how amazing their performing was. Even though I hate Next Level Entertainment as a company, they really trained them well in the dancing category, and even their vocals too, but more in their dancing. Like, Girlkind pre-debut released covers of different K-pop songs, and they got a bit of hype because a lot of their covers, not all of them, but a lot of their covers have reached 100k views plus 100k plus views. And when they debuted, their song Fancy is now currently, they debuted in 2018, so now years later into 2021, their debut song Fancy is at 960 something k plus views on Super Sound Bugs, and they're almost reaching 1 million, and they have about maybe 20, 30 or 40k plus subs on their YouTube channel, which shows how many people are interested in the group and how many people have subbed to them. So I want them to get more popular because of the dancing, because of how amazing their performance is. Like, they are such amazing dancers. If you look at the Fancy choreography, that was the debut song. If you look at the dance practice version of it, you can see how synchronized they are, how amazing they dance, and how amazing. If you look at the covers, they dance amazingly. I want them to be recognized for their covers and people to start to notice them because they're amazing performers and they need more popularity right now, and they're amazing. So go check out their songs, especially the recent 2020 comebacks that was Future and Psycho for You, and check the other songs as well. And check out the dancing if you don't know who they are, because they're amazing and they deserve the world. So the next thing I want in K-pop is for companies to release more vocal-based groups rather than just releasing groups that create bops or girl crush focus groups, elegant focus groups, or fun concept focus groups or cute groups, etc. etc. I want companies to have more vocal-based groups, meaning groups that focus more on vocals rather than their dancing, rather than their performance, more on their vocal capability instead of just their dancing or how boppy the song is. Like take people like Mamamoo, QoS and the Singing Girls. These groups have amazing vocals and they can harmonize so well together. And they, even though they released bops or they release bops, the Singing Girls have disbanded now. So even though they release bops, they still had one, two songs or some songs that were vocally amazing, which proves how talented they are. I like vocals, so that's why I want there to be more companies that have more vocal-based groups that focus more on vocals than on what you call it, dance or on the performance aspect, but more on the vocal aspect. Even if you look at the group P.O.P, they are disbanded now. They release covers of Lord's Royals and another song, and the way they harmonized, it was so amazing because they were doing like cup versions of it and their harmonies were so amazing, and some of them were even former RBW trainees, which proves how amazingly vocal they are. So if companies had more vocal based groups rather than just performance aspect groups, or like groups that have more bop songs, then you could really see how talented the group is and how amazing the group really works well with harmonies and stuff. And like companies should have focus, be more like SM Entertainment, how SM Entertainment debuts groups and then makes them sing together in the chorus, and focuses on vocals as well as creating bop songs, so that you can see how talented the groups are and how amazingly they sing together as a group or separately, or how amazing they are vocally and how powerful they can go, how chill their vocals are, or how their vocals are all together, etc. 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 So the next thing I want in K-pop is for 2020 group debuts and the small companies to make comebacks, like groups like Makka Makka, Floria, Asomdi, Episode, and other company groups that are from small companies that are still promoting but haven't made a comeback to make a comeback. I know it's hard for small company groups to make a comeback because they need money and the resources to make an MV and a song and stuff and find a location and prepare and stuff. But even if the MV is bad, I want them to make a comeback. Like I've heard that Floria is making a comeback, which I'm excited for, but the company hasn't really said anything, so it's just a rumor passing around. I'm not sure when they're making a comeback or if they are making a comeback. But if they are, then that would be amazing. I want these groups and the other ones that debuted under small companies in 2020 to make comebacks, because I really love their debuts and I really want to support them even more and stand them. And I want more comebacks from them because I really like their debut songs. And there are plenty of other groups that are more on the more popular company levels, not popular company, I mean more on the more financially stable levels, that are making comebacks in 2021, like Bling Bling, then Lunar Solar made a comeback, and then there are plenty of other groups that are making comebacks. Even groups that debuted in 2021 like Tribe and Pixie are also making comebacks. So I just want these groups to make comebacks, even if the MV quality is terrible. As long as the song is amazing, I won't mind. I just want an amazing song, even if the MV is not as good as the debut MV. I don't care. I just want a comeback. And even if they're planning for a comeback, it's amazing. I'm not trying to force these groups to make a comeback. I just want them to have a comeback so I can have more songs from these groups and bop to more songs from them and support them even more, and share them with my friends and share them with people so they can support them too and get them popularity. So the next thing I want in K-pop is for people to stream on the official channel rather than streaming on music distribution channels for underrated groups. Like a lot of underrated groups have gotten views, amazing amount of views, because of music distribution channels like Arias and 410 and Lime Soda have gotten views for their songs Moonlight Aria, Wave and Tornado on Stone Music Entertainment. Then Girl Kind have gotten views for Fancy on Super Sound Bugs, Then favorite have gotten views for what's that song? Loka on Wonder K, and then groups like Unicorn, groups like Tiny G, and groups like Very Good have gotten views on respective distribution channels. Even Purple Beck have gotten popular because of music distribution channels and stuff. I don't hate music distribution channels, but I just realized now that music distribution channels, whenever the contract ends of a group with the music distribution channel, the MV gets deleted of that music distribution channel, and then the company has to find a new music distribution channel to add the MVs to, and then the previous views of that music distribution channel that was previously distributing the group gets deleted, and they lose all the views. Like supposing favorite have 2 million plus views for Loka on Wanda K, and if the contract ends and then Wanda K deletes the MV from Wanda K, then they will have to find a new distributor, and all the views they had gotten because of how people love their song, and all the views they have gotten will be deleted. Very Good lost the views for Don't Believe, I think it was, because of the music distribution channel contract ending, I believe. Same with Purple Beck. Purple Beck got like really good amount of views, not the best, but still good amount of views, and they lost it all because of them losing their contract with Music and New, and now the MVs are uploaded to Danal Entertainment. So if people streamed more on the official channel rather than the music distribution channel, then the group has more chances of saving their views because you're viewing it on the official channel. And I've noticed how the music distribution channels have more views than the official channel. Like for Moonlight Arias by Arias, it has passed 400k plus views on Stone Music Entertainment, while on the official channel they just reached 40-50k. Same with Limesuder's Wave. Limesuder's Wave has reached 1 million on Stone Music Entertainment, but like hasn't barely even reached 50k on the official channel. So if you stream more on the official channel than the music distribution channel, then the group has more chances of getting their views saved because people streamed the song and got it to a good amount of views. The next thing I want in K-pop is for Yoon Ji-young's solo song Yes or No to get more popular and known by the public. Yoon Ji-young is a member of the girl group Hi Cutie who just made a comeback with Grey Area, such a good song. And I never really followed Hi Cutie in the start because I thought their music wasn't really vocally edited well and they weren't my style, even though they released like concepts that I like. But when I heard Hi Cutie's solo member songs, I started to follow them more. And then when I heard Yoon Ji-young's Yes or No, that was one of my favorite solo songs from Hi Cutie. And the only reason I want this song to get popular is because this song is so catchy, that I want people to know the song and bop to the song, and I want it to get stuck in everyone's head so that it gets super popular. Especially the part that goes yes or no, 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 babe. Yes or no, 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 babe. And I want this song to get popular because of that, because of how extremely catchy it is, how amazing it is, and how such a bop it is. And I want more people to check out this song, check out Hi Cutie, give them support. And I want more people to bop to the song and see how amazing the MV quality is and how catchy the song is. Please check out the song, it's amazing. So the last thing I want is that if YOEM decides to give solos to the Flores members, I want Suwa to go solo first because she's literally the best vocalist in Flores. Like Jisung and Jinyan and Haejong, who's no longer in Flores and has left, have amazing vocals, but Sua's vocals are just literally on another level. That's why I picked Sua as my bias from Flores. And Sua has the best vocals in the group, so if YOEM does decide to give them all solos, then I want Sua to go solo first because I really love her vocals and she's really top tier vocals, and she really has some amazing vocals that are not too powerful and that are not too soft, and they're super clean. Like even though Flores' company YEM are not amazing when it comes to vocal editing because they still could use some work, they manage to really give the members amazing, they really manage to vocally edit the songs well enough for the members to really sound good on the songs. And Suha always sounds the best in every Flora song. Like especially in Daydream, she sounded so amazing and she hit such amazing high notes in that song, even if it wasn't powerful. So that's why if the BioEM does give solos to the Flores members, I want Suha to go solo first because she's amazing and she's literally the best vocalist in Flores, and I really love her vocals. And you should check out her cover of Paper Hearts by Tori Kelly. It's really amazing, top tier, and yes, she's perfect. She's the perfect vocalist of the group. So guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope that you sub to me because I'll be releasing more videos soon. And as I said in the intro, I have another video in the works and I wanted to finish that video first, but I wanted to do this video first because I really like doing more opinion based videos or videos that require more speaking than editing, because it's so much fun to use my real voice and share my opinions or share things about K-pop and say things. Even though I don't have a script and I say a lot of random things, I still love speaking a lot more than editing. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope that you sub to me and I hope that you wash your hands, you wear masks, you stay safe because the coronavirus is getting worse and worse each day. And I hope that you're staying at home and you're keeping your family safe, especially your parents who are old or your grandparents who are really old. And if you have any baby brothers or sisters, I hope you're protecting them as well. And I hope that you're keeping yourself safe as well. So thank you for watching and cue outro.